What's going on, Giants fans? Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and in today's show, we're going to take a look at 5 free agents the Giants could target in NFL free agency. They don't have a bunch of money to spend, and I kind of knew that going into this video, so I put guys in there that they've had ties to and guys that they could afford and people that they're not going to have to pay too much money. The guy that's most been linked to the Giants, let's start off with him first. The safety DeShon Elliott of, you guessed it, the Baltimore Ravens. And why do I say that? Because it seems like every player the Giants have signed have either played for the Bills or the Baltimore Ravens. They got ties to Wink Martindale. They got ties to Dable. So the Giants are signing people that they have a relationship. And Art Stapleton, back on the 17th, he tweeted this out about DeShon Elliott. He said, look, if the Giants signed DeShon Elliott to come in here and replace Logan Ryan, teaming with McKinney and Love, or if they somehow draft Kyle Hamilton, we may get our answer as to why they moved on from Logan Ryan. And it was kind of weird that they moved on from Logan Ryan and only really saved $770,000 in cap space. And for Art Stapleton to mention him, and I've seen other beat reporters mention him, I think it's someone we had to talk about on the show. So when you look at his stats from the 2020 season, 2020 where he played 16 games, because in 2021 he played in just 6 games due to injury, but he's still a young player, only been in the NFL for 3 years, but he balled out in the 2020 season. 80 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 4 pass breakups. This is a Swiss Army knife type of safety. He can play up high. He can play in the box. He can bring pressure off the end. And what do you know? He's got ties to Wink Martindale. And with the Giants releasing Logan Ryan, and it looks like Jabril Peppers may not get brought back, I want you to get in the comment section and let me know. If you had to choose one, would it be DeShon? Would it be Jabril? I think I would lean towards Jabril just because, he has familiarity with the Giants. I know it's a whole new staff and a whole new front office, but he knows the area, and he's more of a leader in my opinion. But I do like the upside of Elliott, who is a younger player, and the ties to Martindale. So get in the comments and let me know. Type DE for DeShon Elliott or JP for Jabril Peppers. If the Giants sign Elliott, if they re-sign Jabril Peppers, we will be breaking it down on this channel, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. Go hit that big red sub button and help us get to 7,000 subscribers. We're inching our way there. We're growing, but I want to get there before the NFL draft. So help me out. And if you're a real one, subscribe. All the real ones are already subscribed. And if you're a fake one, you can subscribe too, but you can also leave. So go down right now and hit that big red button. A name that I saw floating on Twitter about linked to the Giants. What about Anthony Barr, the former UCLA linebacker? He played a little bit of edge, but he switched and transitioned to an off-ball linebacker with the Minnesota Vikings. In 2021, in 11 games played, he kind of did a little bit of everything. 72 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, and 2.5 sacks. I think this would be a good fit because he is a multifunctional linebacker. He can play off-ball. He can play the Mike spot. He can play the Will spot, and he's a great pass rusher. And as we know, Wink Martindale is going to bring the pressure. He's going to do a lot of those jailhouse blitzes where he brings more people than you're blocking. And Anthony Barr on a free rush can get after the quarterback and do some damage. And when you look what the Giants have at the inside linebacker position, they could use a vet. They could use a guy to pair up alongside Blake Martinez. If you had Blake Martinez and Anthony Barr with Tay Crowder as your third guy, I think you'd be sitting pretty well at the inside linebacker position. And y'all, as we all know as Giants fans, it's time for the Giants to finally address the inside linebacker room because you don't know what you're going to get in Blake Martinez coming off that ACL injury at the age of 28. Another linebacker that's been mentioned to the Giants is Dante Hightower. So I want you guys to pick one for me. Would you rather have Dante Hightower or would you rather have Anthony Barr? Get in the comment section. Let me know. AB for Anthony Barr or DH for Dante Hightower. A wide receiver. The Giants, they did add Robert Foster, but he's going to have to compete for a roster spot. What about a legit slot receiver? Jarvis Landry. You got one in Sterling Shepard, but who knows when he's going to be ready for the 2022 NFL season. Juice kind of took a step back last year. Just 52 grabs. Always kind of been a low average per yards per catch guy because he's really in the slot, and he really attacks the under routes. 10.9 yards per catch, 570 yards, 2 tutties in 12 games. This is someone that I think that would bring some swag, some attitude, and just embrace the culture with the New York Giants. I don't expect him to get a lot of money. He got cut by the Browns because he was making too much, and there haven't been bidders after him all that much. So I think he could come on a cheap 1-year prove-it type of deal. And when you look at the Giants wide receiver depth chart, you got Golladay, Shepard, Toney, and Slayton. But after that, you don't really have a vet And you don't really have a guy that can man the slot outside of Sterling Shepard. And who knows if he's going to be ready by week 1. What if you had Galladay and Toney and Jarvis Juice Landry on the field? I don't know if the Giants are going to go out and sign a receiver. I would like for it to be Landry or maybe another guy like we've talked about on the show. What about Cole Beasley? Pick between them. That's the theme of the show. We've talked about a lot of people on this channel, so I want the fans to get in the comment section and let me know where you stand. Do you think Cole Beasley would be a better fit? Go down and type CB. Or if you think Jarvis Landry would be a good fit or a great fit and better than Cole Beasley, go down and type JL. It's getting a little warmer outside, but that doesn't mean you can't rock a hoodie anymore because hoodies are just swaggy. I was talking with my producer, Trace. We always rock hoodies because they're just a good look, they're comfy, and they look good. And we've got them on sale. So go to chatsports.com/Giants hoodies. This one was $65. Now it's $48 hairs. And this one, it was $70. And now it's $52 hairs. So stay swaggy. It may be getting a little bit warmer, but it's definitely going to stay cold a little bit in the Northeast for a couple more weeks. So do it in style. Chatsports.com/Giants hoodies. What about adding a veteran to this defensive back room? Patrick Peterson. He's not the same guy that he was with the Arizona Cardinals, where he was a consistent all-pro type of player, but he was actually pretty damn good for the Minnesota Vikings last year. He had a completion percentage of just 56.6. Anything under 60, that's damn good for a corner. Allowed just 477 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception to 5 pass breakups. And I think with the loss, inevitably, of James Bradberry, you're going to have to add a vet. Someone that you could pair alongside Adoree Jackson, who I didn't just find out about it, but I knew he played great last year. But according to PFF, Adoree Jackson was the 3rd best coverage corner by their statistics. And if you had a cornerback 1 of Patrick Peterson and a cornerback 2 of Adoree Jackson, I think you'd be sitting pretty. Because when you look at this depth chart, it's pretty thin. You only got 2 safeties. Not saying Patrick Peterson's a safety, but you got to add a little bit of experience, a little bit of veteran leadership. Then you got Darnay Holmes in the slot yet again. He'll be back. He's going to improve a little bit. Adoree Jackson, I really like what he's going to be able to do as a CB1. I'd love to have James Bradberry back next year, but unfortunately, I just don't think that's going to happen. So shout him out. Pick a name for me. We'll run through the 4 guys again that I mentioned in just a quick second, but go down and name a free agent you want the Giants to sign. It doesn't have to be one of the 4 guys I mentioned, but it could be someone else. Get in the comment section and let me know. One more time, we'll run through it. DeShon Elliott, of the 4 guys, I think this is the most realistic option. He fills a position in need. He's still a young player, and he's going to fit the new defense. Anthony Barr, he's probably my favorite on the list that I would want because I think he would bring a different dimension to this team. A linebacker that can do it all. He's not the best in coverage, but 3 picks last year. He's a great edge rusher. He can blitz up the middle, and he's a leader and a good sideline-to-sideline backer. Then Juice Jarvis Landry. He'd bring some swag, some toughness, and some experience to this wide receiver room. Without Sterling Shepard, I can almost say guarantee he won't be ready for week 1. He could step into that slot role, or you could look to the draft to fill that need, which I think they're more likely going to do. Or Patrick Peterson, a real cornerback veteran, a former CB1, an all-pro type of player. Him and Adoree Jackson with the loss of James Bradberry, I think that would be a good addition to this defensive back room. If you like today's video, if you're a real one, I know you're still watching because the real ones watch till the end. So like this video and give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. We just crossed 1,000 followers, but now it's on to 2,000 followers. So if you love the Giants and you're looking for someone to tweet about the latest Giants news and rumors, give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_.